Hello everyone and welcome back to my Skyscraper concept build episode 3. So in today's episode here, we're going to take the Skyscraper out of the survival world and put it in the POI builder, which will be much faster, much easier to actually design the build than it is in a survival world in creative mode. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this copied and exported as an actual prefab. Now, there is limited options you can do with world editing in the survival game, but it doesn't have the full functions that you would have in the POI editor, and that's why we're going to be doing this, because it's much faster. So the only really basic function you have is to clear out areas. So if you're in debug mode, you do that by going up here, typing in DM, debug mode off, debug mode on. There we go. So first thing you want to do, this is the only function that I do believe that works properly in survival, is selecting an area. So we're going to go over here. Let's say I want to clear out this area right here. So it only did the first level. So what I'm going to do is press Shift G. We're going to hold that down and grab this little arm here, pull it up, and now we have a nice little area all selected. So to bring up the menu, we're going to press K, and it brings this up here. So we're going to go to Dynamic Prefabs, and this is pretty much the only function that works properly. So we're going to clear selection. There we go. And to get rid of that selection there, we're going to press backspace, and bam. Look at that. All gone. So that's an easy way to clear out areas in a survival mode, but it's glitchy, and I do not believe there is an undo button either. Yes, there's no undo button in the survival mode, so that's why I really didn't touch it in here. But I have spent some time learning the prefab editor, and I do feel pretty comfortable doing an episode there. So we'll be getting a lot done this time around. So I'm going to go ahead, and we are actually going to save this as its own POI. So I'm going to go corner to corner, a couple out from over here. Then we're going to head on over here. We'll get this all nice and cleaned up in the editor too. I'm going to look for that other corner. We're going to go about 2 blocks out. Bang, right there. So there we go. So we have our basic selection done. I'm not going to worry about the glass. We're just going to clip the bottom of this. So I'm going to come back down this way. Kind of look at it from underneath here. There we go. Get a good view of it. Hold Shift G. Select this arm here and pull it right down. I want to go a little past the bottom of the basement here too. Actually, we can pull that up just a bit. Here we go. Just enough so I have some ground underneath the skyscraper, I believe. Yep, we should be good there. So there we go. So we have the whole thing selected from what I want to save. Glass doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to press Escape, and then we're going to export prefab, and we're going to name that Skyscraper Concept, and then click on Save Locally. Oh, it already exists, so apparently I cannot overwrite. I just learned something new too. I cannot overwrite an actual prefab that's already there. So I'm going to go ahead and name the Skyscraper Concept 1, because I've already done this. I just wanted to make sure it worked properly before we did it in the video here. So we're going to go Escape, Export Prefab, Skyscraper Concept 1. There we go. We'll save that locally, and it said prefab saved to Skyscraper Concept 1. Awesome. Let's exit this save. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Editing Tools, Level Prefab Editor, and this actually doesn't take long to load up at all. So when you first load up this save, this is what you're going to look at. You're going to look at the editor. You're going to see really nothing. Now this can change at any point in time. The way to change this is you'll have this menu come up, press Escape. You want to go over to Levels Tools 2 and click on Show Ground Level. So that'll actually show you the grids, so at least you have some orientation. So for now, we're actually going to reload our skyscraper that we just saved, the Skyscraper Concept 1. We're going to go ahead and click Load on that, and bang, there you go. You see our skyscraper is now in the world, exactly as we had saved it from before. So now we have full functionality of all the tools here. So what I'm going to do is actually skim off this entire top layer right here, because it's just kind of looks like garbage, and it's so quick to place like big mounts of blocks. So in order to do that, I'm going to go Z here, or Z depending on where you're from, and we're going to do that on the other corner over here. Doesn't really matter where, because you can always adjust it later. There we go. And we're going to press Shift G and expand that up a little bit, and then down. Are we at a good level here? Yes, we want to make sure we're at the right level. There we go. Down one block. And all we have to do to clear that is press J. There we go. So now all that garbage up top, gone. Now to clear our selection, you press the backspace button. There we go. And look at that. Nice and cleaned up within seconds instead of minutes. So now what we want to do is actually fill up this top so that it's nice and flat. We're going to, once again, go Z. I like to go corner to corner, and then you can adjust it from there to over here. There we go. So there we go. I've got this selected, and I want it to fill it with concrete blocks. So I'm going to make sure that my hand is holding the concrete blocks. And once it is, we can just press L, and it'll fill it with concrete blocks for you. There we go. It's so nice and easy, so much quicker than doing this in creative in the survival world. But if I had done it in this, we wouldn't have had those awesome collapses, so it was totally worth it. There we go, and we're going to go ahead and do L, fill those in, and I'm going to do the same for both of these sides. And there we go. So we have a nice foundation for our skyscraper on the outside to sit on. So our project here is we actually want to make the parking garages. So I'm actually going to have to make this POI bigger. And notice too, we actually do have an orientation here. So if I select all of this, I can actually turn it north if I wanted to. Let's go ahead and try that. So I'm going to select it from this corner down here. And we're going to go to the top corner over here. Just like that. There we go. And I might have to size adjust it because I had to clip. Yeah, I have to size adjust it right here. I had to clip the size. So let's go Shift G. I'm going to grab that arm right there and slide it over one. Okay, so to rotate this, press X. There we go. Takes a second, a little bit of lag. But now if we look, we're actually facing north and south now for our subway system. So this will be exactly the same, sitting the exact same as it is supposed to be in our survival world. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that selection. We're facing the right way now. And I need to actually expand out that way, at least for the ground, so we can figure out the parking garages. So I'm going to go ahead and once again select from here. Go up to this top corner because I have nothing to reference it on going out. And we're going to press Shift G. Here we go. Hold it down, I mean. And we're going to swing her out a good amount that way right there. I don't know how far I actually have to go, but that is what we'll do. So now that that's selected, I'm going to want to go ahead and get our topsoil terrain filler. Now, normally I'd fill it with stone and stuff, but just to mention, if you're making a POI, use this block right here because it'll adapt whatever terrain block you're in. So if you're in a winter biome, it'll fill it with snow. If you're in the desert biome, it'll fill it with sand, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and hold onto that topsoil and do a fill command. There we go. Took a quick second. But now we have another chunk coming out of here that we can build the parking garage in. And now that I'm thinking about it, we're gonna do this properly. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it with stone down here because we have to remember too, I have to make sure the physics work, right? So there is no physics in this, but you guys get the point. So we're gonna go from that corner there down to the corner over here. There we go. Oh, looks like they're missing some blocks right here. Weird. Well, I'm glad I came over here and did that. Right to there. There we go. So that should be almost everything but that topsoil. So, like, if this spawns in the forest biome, it'll be forest ground. So just a note there. That might save a few people some time. So let's go ahead and bring up our creative menu and search stone. Okay, so this is Stone Terrain Helper. This one here, I believe, if I'm correct on this one, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you fill it with Stone Terrain Helper, it does the same thing. Like, you know, the desert has sandstone, it'll fill it with sandstone too. So we're going to go ahead and fill that area with that. And there we go. So we have Stone Helper down there now. Now, of course, our skyscraper base here isn't stone helper, but that's okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to build it like this, but then when I'm actually done my survival build, we'll actually copy that, come back into the editor with the final build, because I'm going to have all the floors done differently, right? And we'll actually turn it into a dungeon. I think that'll be damn neat. So let's go ahead and take a look at our parking garages here. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do here is we're going to go ahead, whoops, and use Z, not Q, my bad. Select it from there all the way to here. We're going to dig it out, and I'm going to take a measurement because it's like impossible to actually measure it while doing this. That's one of the downfalls. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think, no, we'll go 6. We'll go 6 up here. We'll Shift G. Go up one more block. Then we'll bring it out into the landscape. Yeah, I just had to make sure that was a landscape there. So we're going to go Shift G. And we're going to slide this out this way, like this. Here we go. Now, I'm pretty damn sure the physics aren't active in this because it wouldn't make any sense as a POI builder. But we'll find out here. So we're going to go back a little bit. There we go. And we're going to clear that area by pressing J. There we go. Awesome. Then we'll backspace. And now I gotta go and try to count how deep that was, because I don't think that's deep enough. Okay, so we have it at 28 here, and I think that's actually deep enough. I don't think we have to go much further, because that's quite a large parking area, because it's going to expand over to here too. So what I'm going to do is we have to figure out a nice ground system for the cars to get in and out. So I'm going to assume the way up and down, I'm going to throw right along the sides here, or at the back. Because if this is facing north, the road is actually running along the west side here. But for now, let's get the floors and the roof in. So I'm going to select an area. Oops. Take that off because we don't need that. There we go. Select that area to there. Select this area to here, and by pressing G, not Shift G, but just G, we can actually move this selection down. There we go, and we're going to change that to cement blocks. There we go, just like that. Okay, so we've got the floor and the roof in now. Right here where the cars cross and stuff, like obviously not right here, but we're going to actually have to fill this in too with bulletproof glass all right here, because I want the sun to shine from the top down in. We actually discussed that previous episodes. If you missed some, check the top pin comment. I'll have the playlist in there for you. So I'm going to assume I kind of want the same pattern going on down here as I do in the skyscraper. It's not as essential, but it would be nice for it to match. So I'm going to go ahead and put some poles down. When we do this in survival, I'm going to actually, I think, have to build the supports as we go. But it does seem, after doing the collapses or the grind lapses, that the dirt will hold pretty well. So I actually don't need to do it this way. This is old habit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go press the Z button, press it there, modify it a bit. We actually want to go Shift G, down 1, and then we want to move it up, if it'll allow me. I guess I gotta go back a little bit here. There we go. Up and into that one, and then we could take this block, fill it, and nice. There we go. So we have one pillar in. Now, I can even go and use my paintbrush here. I'm going to select the paintbrush, and we're going to have some paint in our inventory at least. Or do we, with the dev paintbrush? Oh, we do not. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to select a texture here. We're going to go with... Yeah, we're going to go with this for now. So I'm also going to select the function paint all sides right here. So it actually saves you a little bit of painting effort. So as you can see, with those blocks, what I did was I painted it. And you hit it, and it paints like literally all of the sides of it, even if it's up against something else too. I do actually want to add this functionality to my paintbrush in survival, just because this build is so big, and I can't really tear something down just to paint it, right? Like, I get it, but at the same time, I think that's one sacrifice I'm gonna have to make. Okay, so now that we got that painted, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and select that again, go Z, and then we will actually move this. Just by pressing G, I'm going to move it over 1 here. There we go. Or 2. 2 works. Shift G. There we go. And then up. Did I hit it right? Nope, not even close. Here we go. You can't move around when you press the Shift G, so you got to kind of make sure you have a good view of it. There we go. And we're going to press Control Copy. There we are. And we can backspace out of there. Then if I come over here, let's actually just manually get rid of these. Nice and quick. There we go. We can actually go like this. And press Control V twice. Okay, so that took me a second. I thought I did something wrong, but that worked out. I always like to at least try to make sure I'm doing okay. So since we copied it, the best way to place stuff when you're placing in POIs, northeast. Stand in the northeast corner. So like if I want to paste this, I'm going to go right here. Look at the northeast block. Go Control V, and it says, okay, this is where your selection is going to end up. Then you press Control V one more time. Then you have your pillar. So once I got that, I can actually copy this row and then go back a set amount of blocks, paste the whole row in. So that's actually what we're going to do. I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. So I got that last one in. So now I'm going to redo that. Press Control Z there. Or just Z, sorry. Z, sorry. Okay, and then we're going to move this over 1 by pressing the G button. There we go. Expand it by pressing Shift G, and then going up. And I'm going to press Control Copy like you do in most applications. Backspace out of that. And how many of these should I put in? Well, let's put some against this back wall here. So like I said, northeast corner here. We're going to go ahead and look at that. I'm going to press Control V. It says this is the area it's going to land in. Control V to paste again. And look at that, 4 pillars. This is so much quicker. Okay, and I got to find the middle of this because I don't think we need much more support than that. Okay, now I've found the middle here. So I'm going to go ahead and look at that block right there. We're going to press Control V. Nope, that is not where I want it. So I'm going to go backspace. We're going to look a little forward. Actually, if I take the block out and look at it, that should work. Yep, it definitely worked. Okay, awesome. And we're going to go Control V again to paste it. So there we go. So just double checking the sizing here. I should have 11 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and that's exactly centered. Now, if you ever messed up, you can always go back to here. And under level tools, there's an undo button, so you can actually undo your actions. Now, this is why I recommend just doing this in the POI editor, because doing it in a survival world, you don't have any of these functions. So, anyway, continuing on, let's go ahead and actually copy this whole area right here, and then plop it on top of itself, so we have 2 levels of parking garage. There we go. So I'm going to go once again, go Control Copy. We're going to backspace out of that. Go to where the northeast corner will be. I think I'm going to have to go. Oh yeah, there we go. Normally I'd have to hack it out, but I'm going to look at that corner. Press Control V. There we go. And it should show the exact same area, everything lining up all nice. It does. And then Control V again. And bam, look at that, guys. 2nd level of parking garage. So you can actually like paint whole levels and do them all at once like this. I think that's pretty damn fantastic. And if we looked, I actually messed up, but having it double layered actually looks pretty good. Not sure if I want to keep it like that though. How much does it leave us from ground level here? So this is ground level. 1, 2, oops. Let's bring something else so I can look at that easier. 1, 2, 3 from ground level. Yeah, I think we're actually going to undo that. So we're going to go ahead and use that undo function. Bang, just like that. And I'm going to place it down 1 more block right here. So I'm going to look at that. Go Control V, backspace. And now we only have 1 level between each. And I do believe this is enough to hold. It might not be. So functionally, I should be throwing, I think, some steel through here, because that is a lot of concrete looking at it. So let's go ahead and do that up. So I'm going to go to Control Z and mark this out. Okay, so being able to extend it where the actual blocks are is a godsend, because now I can do this here. There we go. And go to creative mode. Up here, we can go steel. And we actually have steel blocks. So we can go like this, hold it in our hand, press L, and now we actually have steel there. So I'm going to go ahead, copy, control copy. There we go. Backspace out, and just replace these other ones with it. So now we can actually, I think this will be a little easier than like kicking out some blocks. So we're going to have to give this a try. We're going to go control V. Okay, so I should be able to move it still, right? Oh, look at that, I can. So I don't even need, like I can position the pace too. Oh wow, look, we're learning together here, guys. Control V one more time. There we go. So now that I have it down, can I, oh, it'll probably take the whole selection, but let's find out here. Oh no, look at that. It just moves the selection itself. So now that it's all in line, if I press Control G, oops, that is not what I wanted to do. 1, 2, here we go. Just G. Still a little clunky with the commands, but we're all getting used to them. And then press Control V again. It's steel. Ooh, that's much easier. Saving time. There we go. And Control V. Now we have all steel supports going in that way. So I wonder if I rotate this. Almost the same thing, but what I'm going to do here is we're going to Control V on that. There we go. And I'm going to make a new selection and do the same for these two back here. So there we go. I got it selected. We're going to use L to do the fill command. Control copy to copy it. And then we will just simply move this down and put in the supports where we need them, where we need the steel. So there we go. Control V. Should have steel there now. And let's move it back. This is so awesome. Okay, and Control V. And we are done. There we go. All the steel in and replaced. That easy. So now what I got to figure out is actually what I got to do over on this side here. So, of course, we need our massive pillars. So what I'm going to do here is do the same thing. Control or Z, Z. Let's build these actually nice and huge. So we're going to go Z, Z, and Control G. Now, I'm running into this problem here. I'm not actually able to expand this, and I don't know why this happens. Every once in a while I find I run into it, so I'm going to try it in another area here. Yeah, see, like it worked here, so I think it's just a little buggy every once in a while. So I'm going to make these actually really super tall. May as well. I mean, we have to build a bunch of them, right? And then you guys kind of get an idea for what the pillars look like. Oops, that is totally the wrong way. Here we go. And we will go right up once I can actually grab the right one. There we go. Bang. So we have somewhat of a pillar there. We could really go higher and higher and higher. But for now, we're going to fill that in with concrete. Bang. Just like that. Nice. What I could actually do is just copy floor after floor after floor. Yeah, we're going to do that, so I don't think we have to make them as tall, but whatever. You guys get the point. So I'm going to copy that, and then we can just move these around and place them as we need them. So I'm going to go and get these pillars placed in. Alright, so we got all of our pillars placed in here, so you guys can actually get that skyscraper feel. There we are. All those pillars coming out of the ground, all nice. So let's go ahead then and actually put in our solid floors. So all I gotta do is do the same command right through this level here. And then, of course, we have to replace everything with steel where we need steel too. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the floors in here. So I just noticed a major design flaw here. Well, not a design flaw, but a major mistake I made. So on each of these sides, we have a smaller space in the middle and a wider space towards the edge. So as you can see here, it's smaller in here. The pillars don't exactly line up, but it's to allow the maximum amount of space with the spread in this build. So what I've done on this side here is I've accidentally, these two pillars here are right, but on this side, I've lined up the outside pillars with the inside pillars here, where these ones should be moved over and lining up with that one. So I don't notice how I don't know how I didn't notice that, but I got to get this fixed up. So what I'm going to do is select these, delete them, and then get them replaced. Thank God we're doing this in World Editor, because it's so much easier. There, that didn't take too long. So I'll just make this easy on myself and fill in these. With this. I cleared them out down here. Doesn't really matter though. We just need to really get the shape. So I'm going to get these filled in, and then we'll continue on with our build here. Okay, and there we go. So we have the floor and everything in. The grid is good to go. So what I'm going to do is copy this floor here. Actually, we're going to finish up the first level of the parking garage here and then copy that. So what I'm going to do here is actually copy this elevator shaft and bring it up the middle here. I'll just keep piling it on top of itself. Okay, and here I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go ahead and actually build these stairs in manually. And then we can just copy the stairs on the second floor, I believe. Just as a helpful hint here, in this mode, if you go and look at a block here, so let's say we want this block. If I look at it and I click my middle mouse button, it'll actually drop it right into my tool belt for me. So that makes finding blocks a little quicker. Okay, so I built the stairs in manually here. I don't think they're going to work out perfectly going around and just keeping copying itself. So we'll probably have to adjust the next level here. But I'm going to replace this area here with glass, just like it is below, because I want the sunlight to get through. And there we go. So that's fully glass now. Let's get out of that. So that matches the rest. Awesome. So yeah, you just be a gentleman and don't look up as you're going up the staircases. Oh my god, look at those poles. That looks so cool. It's actually starting to have some feeling now. What I see in my head is finally coming out on the screen. Okay, so we got that done. Let's go ahead and copy our elevator block. What I'll do is I'll actually copy it from 6 blocks down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks we'll copy it from. So we'll select that, actually move it down 1 block here, just like that. And then we will try to count out shift 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that should be good there. We're going to go copy, and then we're going to go press just a G button, move the selection upwards, and go control paste. There, and hopefully we have 2 floors. Oh no, almost. So we're going to go to undo. There we are. And move this up 1 more block. There we are. That's where it's supposed to be. And control paste it. We should have another floor with an elevator in there now. Awesome. Exactly the same as the other floor. Ooh. Looks like I messed up in a few spots here. That is actually a-okay, because my survival build I won't be doing the same thing. And this is actually not going to be handed out. So awesome, we got 1 floor done. I'm going to go ahead and actually copy this floor here and try to get it pasted right on top of this floor. We'll see how this works out. Alright, so I have the whole floor done up here. So we're going to go Control C and move this up 1 using the G button. There we go. Move it up to this floor. I do believe I copied the bottom floor last time. If so, this should line up with up here, and it doesn't. So let's go ahead, move it up 1 more block here. There we go. 1 more block. And Control V. There we go. So what do we have here? Is it all lined up and everything nice? Let's go ahead, press backspace so I can actually see what's going on. And it looks like our elevator system makes sense. Okay, that's all lined up nice? Yep. What do our stairs look like? Probably a disaster here. So they came out over here. Oh no, that actually worked out really, really well. Let's try that. I'm going to go down here. Oh no, this is our first level. I want to go up here. There we are. It still worked out really well. What? That's awesome. So the stairs worked out copying. Huh, that's a huge surprise. Okay, so let's go ahead and just try the stair system, just so I'm not being an idiot here. Okay, so this is the first floor of the parking garage. If we look north, we should see it expanded. Yep, it expands out that way. Okay, and then we will walk up here. And this is our second floor of the parking garage. It goes all the way over there. Awesome. And then up here is where the main floor will be. This will be the lobby up here. So this left us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces to work with. Okay, awesome. We'll come up and figure out the lobby in another episode here. But I'm pretty happy with this. Let's just double check our dimensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. So now we have 2 full levels of parking garage. Oh, I wish I could see that from a little further out. There we go. Look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? Now, of course, there's going to be glass going in here so the cars can go in and out and do whatnot. And we still have to come up with a design for the cars to come in and out of here. So I got some work to do on that. We can't really do angles, which they have to go up in angles. So I might have to do some manual placing, and that's okay. But I think we can call this an episode here. I think we learned a lot. We got a lot done. I basically just want to get up to where I design the lobby and the outside of the skyscraper again, and we will be good to go pretty much with the survival build. It's going to take me forever to catch up, so I can actually keep working on this as I'm working on starting out the survival part. Because I know at least the pillar design is solid and the floor design is solid. That's where I want to be. Okay, well, I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you guys learned a few things. I will see you in the next episode. Stay classy. And always save those game files.
No matter what you people say, I'm gonna do my thing my way. No matter what you people do, I'm gonna do my thing much better than you. No matter what you say or do, oh boy, you're out of luck. It's gonna roll right off of me like water off the back of a duck. And I go, yeah, I go. Yeah, I go.
Good boy.